In this video, traders, we're going to discuss the growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Stay tuned. Hey guys, a very warm welcome to you. All right, so I want to look at the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset and how it applies to trading performance and trading improvement, because that's what we're all about on this channel. If you're brand new here, this is the kind of stuff that we've got lots of videos about: mindset, strategy, markets, all that kind of stuff. If you're an old timer, so to speak, welcome back and thanks for your support from liking, subscribing, sharing, all that kind of stuff that I know you guys do. Much appreciated. All right, so let's have a look. Growth mindset. So a growth mindset is someone, well, obviously, who wants to grow and improve. You know, they're looking, it's the way that they look at setbacks, the way they look at the markets, the way they look at trading in general. So they want to learn more. And just by that nature, I know that the majority of people watching this video, you are more likely going to be in a growth mindset than a fixed mindset. However, I'm going to jump the gun slightly here and say you're not in one camp or the other. We tend to kind of drift from camp to camp depending on results, depending on how we're feeling, depending on confidence, depending on P&L, equity curve, etc. I know myself, sometimes I'll slip into this and go back into try and force myself back into this. So you have routines and stuff that gets you back into the growth mindset. But it's human nature, guys. You know, some of the stuff we'll talk about here is human nature. We can't just kind of seal it off from a box and expect it not to happen. It will creep in. But let's talk about that in a second. So constantly wanting to learn, constantly wanting to improve. And also not only as a trader, but as a person. You know, I don't know about you, but I see trading as a really good way of improving as a person, learning as a person as well. You learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about how your ability to handle stress, your ability to handle drawdowns, and when times aren't going so good, the ability to kind of be measured when things are going really well. Lots of kind of parallels in life that are there for trading and kind of generally being a person, a better person, a better man, better woman, depending on how you want to look at it. Developing new skills. So, you know, as a trader, you are always looking for a new skill. You know, you're looking to kind of either improve the skill or develop a new skill. Now, there's a fine line here between kind of flicking from one strategy to the next. You know, you wouldn't kind of go scalping and all of a sudden I'm going to become a long-term investor or this or that, the other. But it's understanding perhaps that, hey, there's things going on here which maybe I'm not going to specifically trade, but I'm learning skills, I'm understanding. So a good example might be, hey, perhaps you're a day trader, you're day trading currencies or day trading indices, but understanding how pair trading works, because knowing how potentially that's how hedge funds may well be positioned. You know, be long a portfolio, have some short portfolio, they might have a market neutral position. How might that affect things? I'm not saying you're going to go out and trade that, but just understanding and learning new skills and learning new techniques and strategies as well. And also things that improve you from an operational perspective. So how you're reading the tape, how you're reading the price action, how you're reading the charts, how you're developing your checklist before you take a trade. All these kind of little things that are just constantly improving day by day, week by week. Enhance ability. So you're trying to improve your ability. You're trying to become just generally a better trader. And this is the kind of the key thing, guys, is the desire to become the very best you can be. And I want to go one step further than that, because the best you can be is okay, but I think there's one level above that, and that's to be the best, or to be one of the best, depending on how you want to look at it. So if you want to be the best, now the best you can be is fine, and yes, there's some people say, well, you know, there's limitations, genetic limitations, but I think that you can, yes, and there is an argument. This is a completely off topic, but there is an argument to say that, hey, you know, how you're born, genetics may well mean that you're never going to be a 100-meter sprinter. You're may well never going to win the gold medal, or you may well never going to win a marathon. Understand that. But in the realm of trading, I think that it's one of those things that you can become better and better. We come up with our own kind of roadblocks here and there we're trying to get through, but ultimately I think you can improve and improve. But that's a good mantra to have anyway, regardless of how you look at it. Desire to become the very best you can be. So fixed mindset is really somewhere we don't want to be too often. Happens, we do I dip in and out of it from time to time. I'm sure you do too. Consumed by P&L. So it's too easy to be totally fixated on our P&L. I get it, that's how we kind of measure success. We shouldn't do, but we do. But like, did we make money this month? Did we make money this year? Did we make money today? And ultimately, it's important because that's why we're in the game. It's why we're trading. We're not trading for fun. It's enjoyable. There is some fun aspect to it, enjoyment, and I believe you've got to enjoy it to kind of become good at it. But we're there to make money. So, and often we get consumed by our equity curve. We're getting consumed by the amount we've made in a week, consumed by it, and it's very easy to kind of become enveloped in it as opposed to stepping out and going, okay, here's what it is, loss or gain. Let's move on. Let's keep going. Our ego tends to get the better of them. So the ego is in all of us. We've all got some kind of ego, but it's that fixed mindset. I'm going to let it control my trades. I've got to make money. I've got to be right. I've got to make money. It's me against the market. It's this, that, the other, and not being more focused on the process. You're outcome focused, not process focused. So this is talked about in a lot of kind of trading psychology books. And if you want to kind of go deeper into that, then feel free to check out some of the books, like especially by Dr. Brett Steenbarger. He's very, very good at going into that. But trading the outcome is not the way to do it. I.e., I'm trading to make £1,000. I'm trading to make 10 grand, 500 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it may be, as opposed to I'm going to trade the best setup I can and execute in the best way that I can with the correct risk management, and just do that and judge and base my degree of success, or whether it's been success or not, based on how I'm executing my trade and doing the whole process, and even the process of your whole trading week. Did you get up in time to do your analysis? Did you do your checklists? Did you check the markets as you were supposed to? Did you take the trades you were supposed to? Did you do this? Did you do that? Yes, I did most of that right. Well, good. You give yourself a pat on the back, because the outcome will come from that, as opposed to, I lost money this week. It was awful. Well, you could do everything right, have the correct process, and still lose money, as we know. So they want to look good, desire to look good. I've seen this years ago on some of these bulletin boards. I've not been on bulletin boards for ages and ages. I assume they're still out there. But, on bulletin boards, you have people just trying to look good. And you get on Twitter as well, guys. People who are too bothered about what other people think. They're too bothered about saying, hey, aren't I great because I made this much money? Or aren't I great because I nailed the top in this, or I got the bottom in that? Who cares? Nobody really cares, and you shouldn't really care what anybody thinks either. It's all about you. We know that trading's an internal battle with the mind here. It's about the discipline. It's about psychology. It's about the mindset. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing, and it doesn't matter what everyone else thinks you're doing. And that's where we come into the fixed thing. Got to be right. Got to be right. Got to be right. Got to make myself feel good because I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. A bit about being right and wrong, as opposed to, hey, it's a long-term process. I'm about growing and growing, improving. So they want to look good. And the fear of failure, funnily enough, this comes in with this fixed mindset. Whereas the growth mindset is, hey, failure is just a chance to learn. I know it's an overused phrase and, something that people say very often, but it's so true. If you've had a bad week in trading, well, what can I learn from it? How can I improve from it? And actually some of my very best kind of quarters and months have been where I've dug myself out of a hole and I've gone, what, I have a disastrous kind of week there. I need to refocus, re-energize and get going and kind of push forward and not be concerned about failing, trying to minimize obviously the damage that it's done to an account, and that's kind of an operational side of stuff with risk management, but saying, hey, what, that's just a chance to use as a springboard and analyze and say, what have I done wrong? What have I done this? How can I improve it? And what things can be put in place to improve going forward and learn from the failure, as opposed to being frightened of failing. So growth is where you want to be, guys. Fixed is where we definitely don't want to be. If you're fully in fixed, you need to take a look at yourself and say, okay, I need to sort this out. And we are kind of generally in one or the other and drifting a little bit like a pie chart in a few percentages. And you will probably find that your worst trading performance or your worst spell of trading comes when you're slightly more in the fixed zone. You're more than likely you're consumed by your P&L. You're bothered about losing money. You're concerned about how much money you want to make. You're focused on the intraday money level going up and down rather than the chart. You're kind of all consumed by this, and you kind of have to grab yourself and go, right, come on, step back into the growth mindset. Let's be learning all the time. Let's improve as a person as well as a trader. Let's try and develop new skills. Let's educate ourselves. Get a mentor, get a program, get a course, get a book, whatever. That constant evolving and learning, and recognizing that, hey, this is what it is about the process. It's about learning and improving all the time, and then not being so fixated or being less fixated or having less spells where you go into that zone as you move forward with your trading career. Guys, growth growth mindset versus a fixed mindset? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Take care. Bye bye.